All right, so let's open the meeting. Today is October 28th, 2021. This is the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals. We have a meeting today. And as some preliminary matters, this is Eric Swan. I'm the chair of the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So ZBA members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mario Cannavale.
Yes.
Elaine Baker.
Yes.
Town staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Martha Taylor.
Yes.
Chrissy Beaupre.
Yes.
Town council, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Brian Winter.
Brian Winter is present.
Excellent. There are anticipated speakers, presenters on the agenda. Please respond in the affirmative. We have none. No additional visible. Introduction to the remote meeting. Good afternoon. This is October 28th, 2021. Open meeting of the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals is being conducted remotely, consistent with the act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which extends the governor's March 12th, 2020 order suppressing certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 30A, section 20 until April 1st, 2022. This order suspends the requirements of the open meeting law to have all meetings in public accessible physical locations and allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals is convening by video via video conference via Zoom as posted on the ZBA's agenda, which can be found on the town's website and which identifies how the public may join. You may join us by going to http://zoom.us and entering meeting ID number 873-1538-5623, or by calling 929-205-6099 and entering the meeting ID number when prompted. Okay, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video and/or telephone conference. The recording will be available on the Newbury Access YouTube channel. Meeting materials. Meeting materials were provided to the board members prior to the meeting for review. Meeting business and ground rules. Before we turn to the first item on the agenda, permit me to cover some of the ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, as chair, will introduce any speaker on the agenda. After speakers conclude their remarks, I will go down the list of board members, inviting each by name to provide any comments, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, for all attendees except board members and staff, please remember to mute your computer, mute button, or on your phone, *6 to toggle mute, unmute when you are not speaking. Please use earbuds or earphones with tablets and cell phones. Please remember to speak clearly and in any way that helps generate accurate minutes. Please be aware that the video participants can see you and that you should take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. For any reasons, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If board members wish to engage in discussion with other members, please do so through me, taking care to identify yourself when you wish to speak. Public comment. There are no public hearings today on today's agenda, and there will be no public comment during this meeting. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call. All right, thanks everybody. So we are here on the review of the draft decision for the appeal of AL Prime Energy Consulting Inc., AL Prime or the applicant. So the meeting, the property is at 23 Central Street in Newbury, Byfield. Assessor's map R20, lot 28. And the hearing was September 16th, which was continued to September 23. And then the board held a meeting on October 21st for which, after we debated and the board made a motion, we asked town council, Brian Winter, to draft a decision for us. Everybody received a copy of the decision a week or so ago, and now we'd like to go through it, review it, and work to adopt the decision. So with that, Brian, do you have any opening remarks or comments for the ZBA?
Not really. I mean, maybe I could just say very briefly that this is a draft. And so it's of course subject to any question, concerns, or comments that you might have, although this was more of a straightforward case and not so fact sensitive, since it was basically given to you on a case dated basis without any live testimony or other evidence. But I'm here to answer any of your questions. As you can see, I tried to lay it out and integrate the materials that you had, the comments that were made, and the findings that you reached in that order. And so if all is in order, ultimately I'll ask the board to adopt it as your findings, determinations, and decision. But please let me know if there's anything you'd like to discuss in terms of the facts or conclusions or any substantive portions of the decision.
Okay, thank you. So for me, I'll take the lead and say that the decision is very well organized, and certainly procedural history, submitted materials and information, the findings and determination, and then the last part is the determinations as to the appeal. So I don't have any issue with the first several ones. It's just in terms of reading through the determination as to the appeal. And I think, Brian, for me, I would like to hear the other board members as to the discussion that we had as to what was presented to us and asked in terms of this administrative appeal, and how we found grounds or basis for the ability, or really the non-ability, to overturn a decision for, I think the ZBA's opinion is lack of jurisdiction over what happened and taking on or redoing what other boards did. And I think you explained adequately that the ZBA had the ability or power in which to do so if we felt or found that errors had been made by previous bodies. So that if there's any fine tuning, which I really don't have, it would be only to language of the last section, determinations as to the appeal. I think I just want to make it clear that we didn't just pass on this, that we understood what was said, and we understood what our powers at hand were, and understanding what our bylaws say of who's supposed to do what, and we followed and abided by that and upheld the decision. So with that, I guess, Elaine, do you have any comments, questions, or edits?
No.
Okay, Mario.
I just have one thing. It does really tiny thing. I just put for general facts under G that it's open. They wanted to open it and have it open for 24 hours a day. And there's nothing in Byfield that's open for 24 hours a day. Just as a matter of fact, that's all. Doesn't need to be in there. I just thought I'd bring it up.
So this is the applicant seeks to develop a gas station and convenience store with a drive-through donut shop facility at the property, which would be open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, just offer, I think that's a worthy addition.
Yes. So would you just shoot the project, comma, operating, proposed operating 24 hours a day, or proposed operation hours of 24 hours a day?
however you'd like it to read. On G, after the close parens, it could be a comma, which would operate 24 hours a day.
Mario, is that what you had in mind?
Yep, yep.
Yes. Okay, that'd be great to add that. Is the Well, I think the end section, I just want to make sure the other board members were clear. You know, I'm an architect, not a lawyer, so I probably would have had about 5 more pages to try to say what you said here concisely.
I'm good with that, Eric.
Okay. So with that, if there's no more debate or discussion of any of the board members, so Mario, your last chance here to comment.
No, I'm good. You need me to make a motion to accept this as a draft?
Let me just, Elaine, are you good with the?
Yes.
Okay, so if there's a motion to be made, we'll hear it.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to accept this document as the draft for the appeal.
Do you want to, excuse me, would you like to say as amended?
Yeah,
As amended, okay, yeah. Okay, as amended, section G.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor, and I have to do a roll call. So Mario Cannavale,
Yes.
Elaine Baker,
Yes.
Eric Kwan, yes. All right, so the motion passes, and the draft with the edit imposed is final. And so we'd ask you, Brian, to draft this up, resend it back to Martha for posting.
Certainly. We'll finalize the document and have it ready for your signatures.
Right, and I'll coordinate with you all, let you know when it's ready to be signed.
Okay.
Right, and I think we just need to work on the process, since it's a different process, to make sure we sign in a timely manner. That if Elaine or Mario, if you could make it over to town hall to sign, if it's currently how we're working this. If you need it to be sent to you, then you need to just let Martha know so that we can make arrangements.
One thing, Eric, is that Sue had my signature stamp there at town hall. Do you have that, Martha?
Chrissy
Yes.
has that, yes.
I do. They can just use the stamp.
Okay. So if you
So
correct
that-
that,
Bye.
It will alleviate the time issue.
so what's the formality with doing that, Martha, for notifying you or setting that up if that's appropriate?
This question for Brian, is that okay?
I'm not sure I quite understand, but in any event, if the board members authorize their signature on the document, how it gets affixed, I leave that to you. If you have a methodology for using the stamp, I mean, I've just heard the members say that they authorize their signature to be affixed on the document, so that's on the record. If you'd prefer to make it to town hall and sign it, give a wet signature, that's okay. I don't know if a stamp is somewhere in between. It's not an e-signature, it's not a wet signature. But you're clearly authorizing your name to be affixed on the document.
Yes.
I think that'd be all right.
Let's think about that, Elena. Maybe, Martha, we just need to draft a one-page memo that gets put into an email so that it can be appropriately put in the file. In a couple blank lines. I, Elaine Baker, hereby allow my electronic stamp to be applied to the to blank decision on this date. Email it and you put it in the record, and then everybody understands how it transpired.
And not to interrupt, Mr. Chairman, but if I just may offer, So the minutes should reflect that. So the minutes would reflect, who attended, the vote taken, and that seems to be a pretty material part of the vote. So the minutes could reflect that as well. That would be part of your record.
Okay.
I can come by anytime whenever it's ready, Martha. Just let me
Okay.
know.
All right, that's great. Thank you. We'll just need to get it filed within 14 days.
Yep. Well, just let us know, Martha, and we'll make it stop by. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Brian, for drafting this up. And I would say that I think from our previous decisions that the ZBA should make an effort to try to maybe use this format for our decisions as opposed to the previous decisions that have a little bit more of a running discussion. This is a little bit more, this is a lot more procedural and matter of fact. So you should think about that, Martha and Chrissy, on how to go about this. And maybe, because I think in terms of taking notes, I'm now trying to set myself up to take notes in this order to help with future decisions and documenting the understanding.
All right, we can work on that. We can, look at the decision for 6 Parker Street and do it in this.
Okay. Great. Well, with no more discussion, we should close the meeting and adjourn.
Make the motion to close the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in
Second.
favor? Maura
Aye.
Carnavale,
Aye.
Aye.
Colleen Baker,
Aye.
Eric Swan, aye. Thank you, Martha, Chrissy, and Brian for attending.
Oh, thank you all for arranging a special meeting for this. I appreciate it.
Yes,
This worked out very well.
thank you. All right, everybody. Have a great Thursday
All right.
afternoon.
Take care.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Aye.